Is it a hatchback? Is it a crossover? Or is it a mini SUV? Well, Citroen claims that the C3 is a hatchback but with a twist. Now it comes with SUV attributes. Now, before we get into what the C3 is all about, let me welcome you to Goa. The weather gods have been kind, and with the pleasant weather, we shall find out if the C3 is the disruptor that we are waiting for, because it's going to go against hatchbacks, it's going to go against compact SUVs. So will it shake up this entire two segments? Well, let's find out. So we have the C3 with us, and we're going to talk three distinguished features about this car. Starting with the design, now we said that it has SUV attributes. Now that is not just sticking to the design, it also has an impressive 180 mm of ground clearance, which we know how the road conditions are in India, so that's a very practical aspect. But if you look at the styling elements, it definitely has a very unique styling of its own. Now you have the double chevron or the Citroen logo sitting smack in the middle, and then you have the two chrome grills. They beautifully merge with the DRLs right here, one on top and one in the middle. Yes, the headlamp is halogen lamp, but then it is going to be aggressively priced and it still looks very premium. We all know that Citroen is all about quirky design and that youthful nature you can see with the orange insets around the fog lamp area, and as well as the outside ORVMs, and you cannot really not notice the orange roof. So it looks very, very vibrant. Now if you look at the side profile, it is very clean, you know, it doesn't have all that busy character lines running all over the place. So it's gonna age gracefully, and it comes with steel wheels, 15-inch wheels, but this car offers a lot of accessories. It has over 50 or 55 accessory options. So there are a lot of treats, a lot of things that you can opt for, and we'll do a story specifically on the accessories and we'll tell you what it's all about. Till then, let's take a look at the rear design now. So carrying forward that SUV trait, the C3 comes with a lot of black cladding also in the lower part of its body panels, and that makes it look a lot more muscular. Same thing also in the rear, you get to see a lot of this black panels right here. And then it does not come with a rear wiper, but as I mentioned earlier, it has loads of accessory options, so I'm guessing you can just opt for one there. Now the design as such is again very clean and looks good, but attention to detail is something that's worth mentioning. If you take a closer look at the rear tail lamp, it has Citroen written there in a metal plate kind of a thing. It looks very good, it looks very classy actually, and the same thing you'll also find in the upper DRL in front. It looks like a very premium and a mature car, but at the same time it also has its funky, quirky nature as well, so it'll attract a lot of people from different walks of life. Why don't you tell us what the C3 looks like, and does it tempt you? Now coming to the second point, now it has to be the cabin. We've used the word funky, we've used the word quirky. What should we use now to describe the cabin itself? Let's just say it's a Citroen and leave it at that. Now it is the only car that gets this bold orange panel right here, and honestly it looks really good. It doesn't look garish, it doesn't look tacky, it actually looks like a piece of art, honestly speaking. In terms of the quality, it is quite solid build, and you really can't complain about it. We love the steering wheel, this flat bottom steering wheel. It's actually on the lighter side, but that is how most people prefer it. It makes it more practical to drive in the city, and they've got that spot on. Then also you look at the layout as such, you have this typical slim looking AC vents like what Citroen cars have. They again look very classy, while the side ones are vertically designed. But the main thing here is this 10-inch infotainment system, and it is extremely easy to use. It is also intuitive, but the icing on the cake is that C3 comes with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now that is something that's brilliant. It does not come with a wireless phone charger, but it does offer so much more with this infotainment system. And apart from that, of course, you get the usual suspects like your connectivity ports. You have a USB right here, then you have the 12 volt right here as well. And there's so many cubby holes in storage spaces. You have a platform right here, so you can just keep your phone. Then you have the additional space below it. Then you have your cup holders. Then again you have another storage space right here where I've kept my phone. So there's just so much of space, and there's so much of practicality that's brought into it. And yes, let's also talk about the seat. Now the seat itself is crafted in a very, very practical way. Again, I'm saying this word practical again and again because Citroen has gone out, they have spoken to people who are actual buyers in this segment, and they've got that feedback and they've put it together. This seat, it is extremely well crafted. You can see it has this wonderful side support which most cars in this segment don't offer. It's not very soft and spongy like most other cars are, and it has really, really good and adequate thigh support. Again, very, very commendable. Now the C3 has the longest wheelbase in the segment. As a matter of fact, it competes with compact SUVs, believe it or not. So what does that mean? That translates into a lot of space, especially space for passengers. So we're going to sit in the back and see how comfortable is it, how well the space management Citroen has done. So we are sitting in the rear space, and you can see that I cannot complain about the space at all. Maybe the leg room, knee room, I can slide my leg underneath the front seat. Even the shoulder space, it's just a lot of it. And even you can have 3 adults sitting here, fairly decent space. And if you're not over 6 feet, I really don't think you'll have any problems even when it comes to headroom. But yes, one thing that we would like to mention is that the power window buttons, they're not here where they usually are on the door. No, it's not. It is in the center console right here, both the switches, and that means it's all about cost cutting. Now the smart thing Citroen has done is the front power windows are where this should be on the doors. So it's a bit of a balancing act. It's not a bad thing at all. Also, the rear passengers don't feel neglected because they also get 2 USB ports for charging your devices. All in all, I think it's a good place to be in. The seats are also very comfortable, and they actually provide decent thigh support, which is not something many cars in this segment can actually claim. So we believe that Citroen has actually done extremely well when it comes to space management, and we give it a thumbs up. So finally we are behind the wheel of the C3, and we are driving the more powerful 1.0-liter turbo-petrol. And now this one churns out 109 bhp. Now what that means is it actually competes against the higher segment, the compact SUVs. So not only will the C3 compete against the hatchbacks, but will also rub shoulders against the compact SUVs. Now the turbo itself is not only powerful on paper, but you just step on the pedal and it goes. There's absolutely no lag at all. It's very responsive and it is zippy. It is so agile. You step on the pedal and there's just power instantaneously. There's no lag at all, and because of its dimensions, compact dimensions, it feels very agile as well. We've cut across corners and even taken sweeping corners, and it just sticks to the line. It's like, pasted to the tarmac. That is how stable it is. The other thing is the turbo petrol is a bit more heavier than the naturally aspirated one, so you do feel a lot more planted, especially on high speed, which is again a great thing because this car is just so powerful. Now what about the steering wheel? The steering wheel is on the lighter side, but I do feel that is exactly what people want. They want a steering wheel that is effortless and you can drive the car without any additional effort. So that's exactly what Citroen has done. the weight is spot on, and people will really enjoy driving it. It could have been a bit more communicative, but honestly, it is spot on. There's no issue at all. Now, suspension setup is the forte for Citroen, and comfort is in their DNA, and that's exactly what the C3 is all about. Now, it is a little bit softer. It's not springy. It's not like, when you take in turns or take on corners, the body weight weighs in, nothing like that. It still stays true. And on top of that, it pampers the passengers. So the bumps and the ditches, they all are neutralized. And it's the same also for the naturally aspirated one. Now, talking about the naturally aspirated one, the 1.2 liter, it has 81 bhp, and that's more than enough, if you are just commuting in the city. We did feel that, it felt a bit breathless and didn't have that much power on an incline, but you do expect that from a 1.0 liter naturally aspirated vehicle, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. But apart from that, once it does pick up speed, then you really have nothing to complain about. And as I said again, when you're commuting from point A to point B in the city, it has more than enough power. Now, both the engines come with a manual transmission. The naturally aspirated one comes with a 5-speed manual, and the turbo, the one that we're driving, comes with a 6-speed one. Now, Citroen has not really mentioned anything about an automatic option, but it is in works. It will come sometime. It's just a matter of time, that's it. But otherwise, yes, soon an automatic option will be available. After driving the C3 or the Citroen C3 for almost an entire day, we just can't stop smiling from side to side because it is just so impressive. And we're not talking about its funky design, and yes, I know I've used that word again and again, but there's a reason for it. But it is an extremely practical car. I mean, just look at the cabin space. It is just so spacious. Even the rear passengers will just not be able to stop smiling. Now, it comes with the 2 petrol options, and the naturally aspirated one is decent for your commuting, and the turbo petrol adds that zing that you're looking for. But where does it lack? Now, that is a problem, and that is your network. Now, it has a limited network service right now, but expect it to expand, and they're targeting it very smartly. People who want to buy the car, people who want to know about Citroen, people who are aware about it. So we expect this car to do well. We really hope it does well, because it is going to take on a lot of different segments, and we just hope it also offers that knockout punch that will make its competitors a little bit scared. So thank you for watching Express Drives, and if you have not subscribed our channel, please do so. Do not hesitate in pressing that thumbs up button. I am Arup, and thank you for watching this review again.